Hey Adesanya, come to daddy.
Israel Adesanya come to daddy. Or so says Alex Pereira, who finished Jerry Prochaska in spectacular fashion. First and foremost, shout out to Alex for coming back, all the way from being an alcoholic at 22 and dedicating his life to martial arts on his way to becoming one of the, most revered martial artists in the world today. What he has achieved in the UFC within such a short space of time is nothing short of remarkable. The 9th man to win titles in 2 different weight classes. The UFC is either running underhand or going broke, because I don't understand how the ethnic background of these fighters did not inspire an earth-shattering, groundbreaking promo video for the fight. Is it that Dana White didn't consider it necessary, or was he just eager to see the belt change hands so that Izzy can come up to the light heavyweight division for a rematch against Alex Pereira? A lot of fans tried to make their own videos of a promotion, or rather their own promotion videos for this fight, but even though they were bangers, the UFC still did not acknowledge their work. If the UFC had committed some type of budget to this fight, it would have been more insane and even transcended the sport because of the nature of this guy's character. Most anime fans, for instance, would have wanted to watch a fight based off the storyline of 2 ethnic fighting backgrounds clashing. This was the ultimate chance the UFC had, because where else are we going to see a fighter that is easily as stylish and as loved as Jerry Prochaska, whose isolated mountain videos make him look like he's a dedicated monk, or Alex Pereira, who of course gets his face painted in ethnic style, symbolizing his ancient tribesmen in the jungles of Brazil. Anyway, moving on. Israel Adesanya said he's sitting out till 2027, after losing to Sean Strickland, and Pereira is trying to lure him back into the cage again before then. Personally, I don't think Israel will do it, or I don't even think he should do it, because nothing can top that moment where he knocked Alex out cold and hit him with that arrow shot celebration. Nothing can ever top that. If he fights Alex again, it won't be as cold as the first time, and if Alex beats him, then he'll just be beating him for the 3rd or the 4th time. Even if the stories of their careers make sense to keep intertwining their paths, it serves no purpose. Alex is 3-1 up, Izzy is 1-1 in the UFC, and just like Marquez knocking Pacquiao out cold after trying previously 3 times and then never taking a rematch, I don't think there is motivation left after knocking out your worst nightmare in the coldest, most brutal fashion like Izzy did against Alex Pereira. And of course, the best dancers know when to leave the stage. When the ovation is loudest, it's time to call it a day. So as far as fighting Alex, I don't think that is the right move for Israel. And I think he also knows that he has already created the moment, so there's no point going back to it again to go and correct anything. There's nothing to be corrected. You made it a moment and it transcended, the sport, and that's all it is. That's all it should ever be. Anyway, Israel has since posted a picture of Alex Pereira on the ground with the blonde hair of Elsa attached to Pereira's head, saying, it's over, get over it, I sleep good. Izzy is probably the biggest name on the UFC roster since Conor McGregor. And in entertainment, you must know not to fulfill everybody's desires until the end. Otherwise, you risk ruining a well-curated story of your rise from the dust of defeat to the pinnacle of glory. For me, the day when I started taking notice of him was when Jon Jones himself, the greatest of all time martial artist himself, said, that Jon might be the one, to lead the next, the next era of heavyweights, And he has also called out Jon Jones after the fight, because Jon sent him a message of congratulations, carefully stating that all he won was the interim belt, which means that Jon himself is saying that he owns the real belt. So, Aspinall should be happy for the little play belts that he got, the toy belt. So he called out Jon saying, give me my dream match. Jon just agree to this fight. While Cyril Gahn, of course, tweeted at Tom Aspinall saying, now you're haunted and I'm coming for you. So, since the fight between Stipe and John broke down due to John's torn pectoral tendon, I like the sound of that. John's torn pectoral tendon. It sounds like a rhyme Eminem would say. But anyways, since John's torn pectoral tendon got in the way of his fight with Stipe, I guess the fans want to see him right now fight Tom Aspinall. Again, for John Jones, just like Easy, I don't think he needs this fight. If he comes and finishes this guy, his legacy of being the outright greatest mixed martial artist of all time will be further, without question. But then again, at this point in his career, he should be chasing small guys. But then again, at this point in his career, I don't think he should be chasing small guys because he doesn't have anything to prove by doing that. It's all about greatness now. Only greatness defining fights should get made at all costs, like that of Francis Ngannou. That's the fight that should get made. Francis just beat, Tyson Fury. Francis just beat Tyson Fury, and, middle finger to the judges anyway for scoring that fight in an outrageous manner. And then John icing Francis will make him the greatest living fighter of today. As of today, that title belongs to Francis Ngannou because he did it on a bigger stage, in a bigger sport, in an event that was celebrated worldwide and promoted to high heavens. Sometimes this is all that matters, Beating the man who beat the man will put John Jones in heavenly stratosphere as opposed to beating Stipe, who, as great as he is in the UFC, isn't quite as popular as Francis Ngannou is today. So if I was John Jones, that's the fight I'll chase just to say I'm the baddest man on the planet, bar none. Meanwhile, Usman Nurmagomedov just got popped for banned substances. And of course, this raises the all-time question, is the mountain strength different or are those guys all on something from Habib to Islam Makhachev? The truth is, it's naive to think that any competition in the world where there is status or money to be won, people won't resort to doing certain things to gain undue advantage over their competition. This, I think, is a reality we must accept. Criminals will always be ahead of technology. In the next 20 years, we will find out what today's fighters were really on. Today's methods or formulas for seeking traces of banned substances might still not be enough to detect some of the things that these men put in their body system. And that, my friends, is the harsh reality. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe.
Ube.